Not too bad. Having a pretty chill evening. Trying to spin up all this roving tonight. I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm getting close. Yeah, it is. If I was spinning on my actual, like, one of my wheels, it wouldn't be so bad, but drop spindle's a little bit slower. It's a good workout for the arms. I've just been working on this project for a while, and I've been like putting it off and putting it off and obviously the playlist I was listening to on YouTube has finally finished. So, different music. Seems alright. Hi, Pickles. Um, well, the pictures, that's some of the yarn that I've spun. Those ones were done on machine. I'm currently knitting up this really long shawl with those colors. Um, and then I have these are some of my more recent spins. So this was I dyed up, can't really see the blue, but there is blue in there. I dyed up a roving with black beans. So this kind of looks gray, but it's more of a gray blue. So I had some of this and I spun it up, and then I spun up some of this stuff and then plied it together and made this. So I'm planning on, because I really like the way this turned out, I'm planning on spinning up some more and hoping to make enough for like a sweater or something. And then this is a wool and linen blend that I spun up. I'm very new to linen, and I'm testing out different methods. So this one I blended up with wool and linen, and then I am currently working on some just straight linen. And then I plan on spinning up a linen and tencel blend, and Tencel is a wood pulp fiber. It's like super soft and silky. So those are some examples. Oh, and then this is a top that I'm knitting currently, and this is also stuff that I dyed and spun up. And yeah. And some of it was spun on like the little spinning wheel that I showed you. Some was done on my bigger one. I don't have any recent stuff that's been done on my traditional spinning wheel, but I do have some stuff that I've done there. And yeah, and I don't have any recent projects that I've done with spinning on the drop spindle, but I have spun up some sock yarn on my drop spindle and knitted that up. I've just recently got back into using my drop spindle, and I ask myself why I stopped, because I really enjoy it. I would say about 4 years. I started spinning. I've been knitting and crocheting for years, ever since I was a little kid. But I started spinning about 4 years ago, when I got my first spinning wheel, and it kind of like exploded from there. So I went from my traditional spinning wheel to drop spindles, and then I got my nano, so my little guy, and then I just, like, beginning of May, end of April, beginning of May, got the other one. Thank you for the follow. Yes, I actually stream pretty much every day except for Thursdays. So Thursdays are kind of like my day off. And then Saturdays, I sometimes stream, sometimes we'll take that one off. But I usually am streaming Sundays or Saturdays as well. And I usually stream in the evenings. So I start at 6 p.m. Pacific time. and then I usually go like between 3 and 5 hours, depending on what I'm doing and how my stream's going. And then yeah, I like alternate. Like Wednesdays are always drop spindle days. Mondays are my spinning linen days. And then Saturday, it hasn't quite been working out, but I usually do a stream together with another person, and we take turns on whose channel we're going to stream on. Oh, have to switch earbuds. Yeah, I really enjoy crafting, and I figure if I'm doing my craft, I might as well stream. And then it just also keeps me on a schedule. I might change it up later on, but for now I've been pretty content to stream like 6 days a week. I did force myself to have day off, and that's why Thursdays are my day off, but I often will spend that day hanging out in other people's streams. But tomorrow I have to adult and do yard work, so I love hanging out with people that are passionate about what they like doing, especially if it's something that I'm passionate about as well. I really can sometimes go on a spiel. Like just earlier, just before you came in, I was talking about crochet uh, and different ideas, and then I like pulled out a bag of stuff that I've had packed since I had moved down to help my mom out 4 years ago. And I was like going through it, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this, and I forgot about that, and this is this type of yarn, and this is that type of yarn, and it turned into like a yarn show and tell, and I was like, I'm supposed to be spinning. I'm supposed to be trying to finish this roving up. So I finally like was like, put the yarn away, get back to doing what you're supposed to do. But I really enjoy when people like ask me questions about my stuff, and I answer to the best of my ability. It's all good. I like the chit chat. And I do enjoy answering questions if I know the answer to it. Um, so yeah, when people ask me about spinning stuff, if I know what I'm talking about, I'll answer. Or if I don't know, I usually will steer the person in the right direction. I have someone that comes and hangs out in my channel that was watching me spinning and ended up buying themselves a drop spindle, found someone who could give him some wool, and he's now doing. I'm envious because he's processing the wool, so he had to go through the whole washing the fleece, and like tomorrow he's got to pick all the veggie matter and all that stuff out before he gets to do this. And I've only, because I have a hard time finding people near me, I buy just like already processed stuff online. So I'm like envious. I'm like, oh, you're doing what I desperately want to do. I want to like get the fleece right from the sheep. I want to like skirt it and clean it and wash it, and then yeah. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it's just like my dream to experience the full process. And who knows? I might hate it and never want to do it again, but at least I can say I've done it. It can. I think it depends on the person. Like if you're like interested in enough in something, you can usually pick it up pretty quick. Um, like knitting and crocheting, I've done since I was little. Uh, like off and on. I didn't get serious about it until about 10 years ago, maybe 15. I got more serious about knitting and crocheting and stuff. But spinning was just something that I had always been interested in, but never thought that it would happen. If I'd known about drop spindles, I probably would have been spinning for years. But I didn't know about drop spindles. I just knew about spinning wheels. And but where I live in like a very rural part of Canada that like spinning wheels aren't a common thing. And so it took me many years, and I finally found one in it's like a antique slash thrift store kind of store, and it was within my price range. So I bought it and took it home and researched YouTube and figured out how to get it working. And I kind of went crazy after that. Where is it coming apart? Guess you're done coming apart. I do it out of passion, but I'm hoping to eventually turn it into like my livelihood. So like I do want to sell. I don't want to really have to sell online because I hate shipping things. It's like my friends almost never get what I either make them or buy for them because I hate shipping. But we have a local market, and I was thinking maybe next year. I could start this year, but I'm not ready yet. But I think next year I'm going to attempt having a booth at the market and just seeing how my stuff sells. And I was thinking of selling like dyed roving yarn, and then I might, if I can either get handy with woodworking, which maybe, I might either figure out how to make my own drop spindles that are sellable versions, or find someone who would like to collaborate with me, and I would sell their drop spindles at my booth. And yeah, so I figure like yarn, roving, and drop spindles would be a good way to start selling stuff at the booth and see if it's even worth it. And then I know, because of the one fiber store that's here, people rather buy stuff online because they can get it cheaper online. So I want to be able to make something that's affordable, that's like, hey, I'm willing to pay this price because it was made right here, local, and it's, not that bad out of my price range. So I'm I want to be able to make it affordable. I mean, obviously, obviously I need to make some money off of it, but I want it to be within reason, because buying yarn is not cheap. Exactly. And then we also have, where I get my mail is, it's kind of like this, it's like a campground, but it's also like a little novelty store in there. So they have like all sorts of like hippie style clothes and just like cool looking clothes, and art from like different types of art from local artists, and they'll sell it, for commission. I don't mind that. So I was thinking of putting a few things in there and just seeing how it sells. And the owner was talking to me about dreadlocks and how she gets a lot of comments on hers. She has like the wool dreadlocks that you can put in your hair. And I was like, well, maybe that's something that I could look into. I've never felted before. But if I could like make some dreadlocks and sell them, like if they do actually like sell really well, then that's another thing that I can do, is sell dreadlocks. Because I mean, I've watched some videos and it doesn't look like it'd be that hard for me to do. I just gotta attempt it. So, yeah. I'm coming up with things. I just gotta execute, so to speak. And I figured I would start with just streaming on Twitch and trying that out and seeing how it goes first. And then maybe go from there, branch out. So that's my plan. right? Yeah, I just gotta like find the time, and I will. I'm finishing up some projects so that I can look into like doing some more projects and then do a little bit more research. Um, and yeah, give it a try. Like, if I just like had like a couple sets of dreadlocks or something like that, see how they sell, and if they sell, then awesome, I'll make more, and if not, then it's like, okay, well, that might be something that I put on the back burner. And but we get like a lot of people through here that is like totally their thing. So I feel like, and the nice thing about like the felted dreadlocks is, you know, you can just braid them into your hair, and then when you get sick of them, you can take them out. So yeah, I definitely need to try it. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. You know, this is my year for prep. This is my prep year to get me like going and started and planning everything that I want to do. And then next year will be the year that I execute everything. Um, yeah. I love how pretty this looks when you start a new color. So like we tend to call these like turtle shells because they look just like a turtle shell. And yeah, when you start a new color, it just looks so pretty. Yeah, if it was up to my mom, she would just have me make a bunch of these so that she could have them sitting around as art pieces. But I like to, you know, actually ply it up. And my plan is to ply these two balls together. Normally when I ply my turtle shells, they're they're a center pull ball, so the yarn comes out the center as well as has the outside. And I'll usually just take these two strands and ply them on the drop spindle. But this time, because of the way the roving went, and this one is getting to be where there's quite a bit of white